Hey guys, karibuni kwa show. It's been a while that you've not been on air, but thank you for the guys who have been getting to us kutuambia when season 2 coming, but well, tumeanza leo, and please I encourage you that to fuate every week, every Saturday. The same time, it's 8, and the repeat is also on Wednesday from 6. I'm your host Samuel Mangi, and this time we have very new faces, and hopefully if you're watching us, you can join us by the way. This time talk to us via social media handles. Tell us you want to come in, please talk to us. On my close left, if that is English, you have Grace Otieno. Karibu sana.
Asante.
How are you?
I'm good.
Kosalama.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Next to her we have Maureen Wangui. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Niko sawa.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Next to her we have Herman Tambo. Vipi?
Salama sana na nywele yangu imemea.
I was about to get there. We're happy that maombi yetu ilisikika. Nywele ilimea at last. But anyway, my name is Samuel Mangi. Please don't forget to interact with us on our social media platforms. On Facebook is Hope Channel Kenya. On Twitter is @Hope_Kenya. You can also watch this show on YouTube. That is Hope Channel Kenya. You can also find me on my social media platforms. That is on Facebook, Samuel Mangi, on Twitter @SammyMangi. We're also on Instagram. The guys who are on the ground people, you can also get us at Hope Channel Kenya. Today we're going to talk about holidays. Now, we know that shule zimefungwa. Now we have basically, if somebody was in high school, we're going to talk about holiday and festive season. Huh? Now, if you're in high school, you have 2 months out. If you're in primary, basically 2 months out.
Yeah.
Campus, we know of people in Nairobi, the University of Nairobi. Did I say mko wote hapa kwa set leo? Amen to that?
Amen.
The Nairobi University, there's some campuses when you strike off for some other reasons, they're home. So basically we have like almost 2 months out, you know? But 2 months people wamekuwa. So my question is, watu vile wamekuja. See, that's early holidays. Imekuja mapema. Early weekends, early holidays, ndio. But that's a holiday ni nini? HT. Acha nianze na new season.
Okay, in the context of what you've said, it's a period when you're not in school.
In the context of what I've said.
Yeah, but holidays can mean so many other things.
Maureen, to you, what is a holiday?
It's a leave from daily routine like school, like work, like even yourself. You just have your you time. That's a holiday for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So me time ni holiday.
Yeah, it's a
Ukilala
holiday.
usiku, that's your me time, that is
Yeah,
holiday.
that's your holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to agree or disagree? You want to agree to disagree?
Okay, I'll give it this way. Let me put it this way. Holidays, we can say that this is a time where you are off duty. Yeah.
Off duty.
Off duty. Like we've talked about students being on holiday. It's their duty to do the learning. But this is now a time where they're really off that learning. Yeah.
So we can solidly say that it's a holiday. It's when you're getting off what you usually do.
Sure.
What your responsibility is. Sindio? Okay. Do parents have holidays?
No, parents never go on holiday.
Do your parents go on holiday?
Yeah, they do.
As in wanawaacha hapo, tunaenda sasa, it's more of a vacation.
Yeah.
So kuna similarity between vacation and holiday?
Sure.
HT?
Possibly.
We
don't want to rule it out.
Stop being so logical. I was anyway, but ni sawa. So my next question is, now hii time yote inaenda wapi? Because let's just say 2 months. 2 months ni refu. Kwa jamaa kuna nyesha maliza 1 month. Because you're now headed towards the end of the year. So 2 months, hizo time inaendanga wapi? Personally, mimi nakuanga tu hapa.
Right.
Okay, how wise do you think we can use our holidays in this festive season?
Okay, when we talk about holiday, we've said this is a time when you are off duty. And when you are off duty, like the normal routine where you've been like, it's something which has been forced on you, you have to do it. We are talking to the youths, where we know majorly these are students. Students, education, or rather learning, has been there, like it's a line drawn for you. But now holiday, you take it off that thing which has been put on you. Now it's like she said, a me time. You want to explore on who really you are. This is a time where you can take to look at your talents, work on them. This is a time where you can look at your interest, you can work on them. And holiday, it's a lot of time. Like now we have 2 months. 2 months is a lot of time. If you're interested in farming, you can look for crops, like you can do and do the harvesting before you go back to school.
Ulisema talent na ukasema farming, sijui zinaingiana
Yeah,
I was also going to ask.
I can explain how talents and farming go together.
But it's okay.
Yeah. Farming is an art.
So
and art
talent.
is a talent.
Anyway, Nisa, I'm happy
Okay.
that what you're saying clearly is that we should use our time wisely.
Yeah.
Ndio. We should have a plan for it. Any time kujirediscover.
Sure.
But then kuna watu wenye hatuna hiyo time ya kujirediscover. Ama how do we go about this rediscovering experience? It might not be rediscovering, it's more of you're taking a refreshment from kuchill. So how do you go about this, Maureen?
And taking a refreshment.
You're refreshing your body.
Okay.
Maureen.
As she has said, it's true. It's the time to rediscover yourself, and then after rediscovering yourself through maybe knowing what is my hobby and investing in it. And also for me, I say holidays is a time I should invest in myself, because when you're in school, your teachers, your books, and of course there is no holiday in between, maybe a public holiday. Yeah, but when it's holiday, it's now the time to be, it's me time. I should invest in myself, like know what I love and engaging in it. Like for example, if I'm in college, it's the time to look for maybe an internship, volunteer in a company that goes with your career. And then it's also a time that you should help out at home. For the high school children, maybe it's not, they can't volunteer in a way, but they can help at home.
It's your responsibility,
Yeah.
my friend. You cannot, vyombo lazima zioshwe.
Of course, that's not volunteering. That's something you should have.
I'm happy that you've said that, but equally, these holidays zimekuwa misguided and misled.
Sure.
Especially when you start looking at it on the angle of leisure. Probably you can, HT, leisure ni nini?
Okay, you've started well. There is a misunderstanding about what it means to have leisure time. I think the distinction is between active and passive leisure. And
But first, what is leisure?
And now,
Before kuanza kutupeleka in article 1 of leisure and article 2.
leisure is engaging yourself in, a recreational activity. Leisure time is time that you engage in a recreational activity, something which, is not what you do normally. So you're doing it, if I could use millennial language, for fun. Yeah. So the problem is, as I was saying earlier before I was rudely interrupted, the challenge comes when you have to distinguish between, the problem is between active and passive leisure. There is active leisure where you're actively involved in something. You go hiking, riding a bike. That is active leisure because you're actually engaging your body and your mind. But then there's passive leisure. You sit back and you watch TV, or you're listening to music.
Or you eat avocado.
No. That is survival.
You're saying?
That is basic basic human needs. Yeah. So passive leisure, this is where the problem is. And you see, when you're passive, you have more time to, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. You have more time to do, silly things. And so there's nothing wrong with leisure as and of itself. But there should be a distinction between leisure that is edifying, that is, that improves you as an individual, and leisure that is, I'm about to use a big word, debilitating.
Hey.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I can.
sisemi kitu. I'm happy that you've brought in the aspect of being idle. You know, you said there's active and passive. But then what can we do to be active, not passive? Because 2 months kwenye shamaliza 1 month already. You know, sasa nimekuwa nikiketi. So how can I deal with this idleness?
The problem is, you see, technology is a good thing, but it also has its problems. The problems are these things and TVs where our viewers are watching us.
Which we are saying that you can continue watching us.
Yes, yes. If you find a lot of activities a lot of leisure activities which are passive, they involve TV, going to IMAX, you know, WhatsApping. Snapchat, things like that. So I think it's a personal responsibility. Every individual, for those who are fortunate enough to have their parents buy them phones in high school, should review how much time they're spending on their cell phones. And if you're spending, you know, more time than necessary, then go down on your knees, fast and pray. Because you're in trouble. Because there are a lot of things that can go wrong. I don't want to start.
Hold it. Maureen.
Yes.
Idleness. I'm forced to introduce a new adjective of idleness and procrastination. Because one thing I know, once you're idle, osha vyombo. Ni breakfast, nitosha before lunch, alafu ama nitaziosha zote wholesale sapa. How do we go about that?
Okay.
Because you have a lot of time in our hands anyway. So,
Sure. Idleness comes with time management. If you don't manage your time, you'll become idle. Like you've said, for example, you've said about kuosha vyombo. Maybe my
which watu wengi hawapendi.
Yeah.
Sijasema hamantambo.
I had him breathe that. Yeah. So the time that you're supposed to wash those vyombo, yeah, it's breakfast. You should it's a must you wash them before you use them for lunch. Now between that time you should wash the utensils, and that the next time for the next meal. What will you be doing?
But look at it this. So kuna mtu atagive aseme, unajua nikiosha vyombo ya breakfast na lunch, ikiziosha supper time.
Ujaosha kusharaba.
Nimekuwa economical na maji, sabuni. Yani your economical, spending your time wisely. Umeziosha zote wholesale. You know? That is that's just an example.
Yeah.
So how do we shun this mentality?
Okay. First, before we come to the shunning, let me tell you from experience. If you start working in the morning, inakuanga kujumstart. You see jumstarting, I don't know, I guess.
Kujumstart civil lakini ni sawa, right?
Yeah,
I get the point.
Sure, it's like you jumpstart your body. But if you keep postponing, the more you continue postponing, the more you're programming your mind, postponing. Even in your studies, you postpone to do better. Even in life, now you'll be that person who is so economical, even in thinking big, you know. So idleness to me is that time you like you stop thinking, like I don't know how to put it. Unashikilia tu. You see, hapo tu. That's being idle, and we say that an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Thank you for bringing that.
Sammy, sorry, there's something she said about programming your mind. I think a lot of these things are usually just habits, and mostly bad habits.
Before we come to habits, we have said that this is how we can deal with idleness. But then what are the cons? You say there are pros and cons. What are the, we can just talk of this is what you should do. But then, sir, what are these disadvantages that you get if you haven't really addressed your idleness or other time management properly?
Okay, like I'm persuaded to term that as laziness, where you are idle and you mix it and it blends well with procrastination. But
Inaingiliana tu hivi vizuri.
yeah, they
want
marry.
To unmarry is very hard.
Yeah. So, like, you've programmed your mind. She said that time management, and it does not necessarily mean that now you write a timetable for yourself where you say from 1 to 2 I'll be doing the dishes. No, but it's when you see a duty calling, you attend to it at that time. Like after breakfast, it's my duty to remove the vyombo from the table.
So what
Then
is-
when I take them to the sink, what I'll do is wash them. But now the disadvantages is you realize that a lot of time is wasted, and time is money. Time is
money.
expensive too, and you can't recover it. So when you waste a lot of time, when we look at this economy, considering that time per hour it can be rated very highly, with your labor that you'll be providing, then a lot is lost. Yeah, a lot is lost. So
Thank you.
yeah, so like if I am a student, I do know that I have some work that is waiting for me. Yes, I'm on holiday, but I need to program myself and look back to the work that I was given. I'm not only in an holiday from my studies. I'm just away from school. So this will also be a problem to you when you go back to school. The body, you had set it to postpone duty or some call off your duty, but when you go back to school, it will be hard for you to adjust back to the system of that school.
So more sluggishness is quite disadvantageous to us.
Sure.
Yeah,
And it's a hindrance on how you manage time.
so it will affect your academics too.
Why some academics na please mind your academics. I'm happy that you brought up something in relation to doing recreational activities. You know, probably that we can go now in that line to see how best to address this. But then, what activities mtu atasema probably more. So I can just program myself, just do the dishes, and then from there ni watch thorough movies. Yani series inafuatana yani. See, that's also an activity. I have engaged in an activity. Or remember that category of activities. Maureen, before he goes to categories.
I like you brought up the issue of movies. Movies are good to watch, but what types of movies are you watching? Like, I'm a fan of action movie because it goes hand in hand with what I'm studying.
Of which is?
Criminology.
For the sake of the person who's watching at the same and kwenda dushnyao.
But there are also categories of that action movies that I'm going to watch. I can't be seated with a 2-year-old and we are watching those dushnyao with
You may call them dushnyao.
you know.
Dushnyao movies.
Yeah, so as much as we are talking about movies, you should limit yourself, self-discipline.
So, okay, to make it clear for our viewers, you're watching movies for professional and career use,
Yeah.
not for leisure.
No.
No,
it comes in hand.
Kwa hivyo kuna pale tu zinakutana.
Unajua,
but primarily
yeah,
it's
sure.
career.
It's not like she's bored when she's watching.
Yeah. At least even though I'm watching when I'm bored, at least I'm getting something.
But okay, so ideally you watch it for career and professional use.
Yeah.
As much as inakuja na bonus, tuseme ni bonus.
Hiyo ni bonus. Yeah.
But then HT activities, how do you go about it?
Well, there's so many things that someone can do with their free time.
Somebody told me ukiona mtu make point alafu anafunga macho. Boss.
It is coming.
See chocolate and anyway, you're saying other than like
The avocado okay. There are so many things. The tragedy of our time is our minds have been conditioned to believe that you can only spend your free time either watching TV, listening to music, or going to town to hang out with friends. But there are so many things that you can do. And if you sit down and seriously think about it, I myself have, hundreds of activities that I could suggest for people to do during the holidays. But see, I don't want to do the thinking for them. I want them to sit down and do the thinking for themselves. So that when you sit down and you make a list, You can come up with so many things, you won't even have enough time to do them. You'll be like, I wish there were 36 hours in a day.
Can the same many things fit in the long list of holidays that people have? Kwa sababu kuna tunajua holidays zinaanzanga Wednesday. Hiyo wiki imeanzisha Monday, lakini holiday imeanza Wednesday ama Thursday.
Weekend, you mean?
Basically, weekend.
Yes, okay, yeah, they could be weekend activities. I've seen him.
But my question is, these activities, can they elaborately fit and be satisfactory?
Yes, they can. You see, and that's why I'm making the point. We need to get out of this box where we imagine that our fun can only come from a movie, a series, or there are so many things. I see people doing skating near Gakan Walk, and you know, someone is making money out of that. But people do that on Sundays. I see even little kids can skate. I can't even put those things on to save my life. So as in the thing that I'm saying is, I could suggest a few, but I want our viewers, especially the ones who are on holiday, to sit down, especially the ones in school, to sit down and think, let me come up with a list of things that I can do with my time. And you'll find that there are so many things. That's the point that I'm trying to make. It's not that, you know, we are trying to crowd our time so that we say you will be busy. What we're trying to say is we're trying to become creative and find, okay, what is it that I can do aside from the passive leisure that I was talking about? What else can I do? Can I do some exercise? Can I ride a bike? Can I go swimming? Yeah, that's
with the examples then I pick from what you're saying is that basically the activities that tunastahili ko engaged zinastahili kutujenga. Isn't it?
Yes.
They're supposed to be recreational. Kitu inakuplus.
literally
Inakuplus. Literally.
cut easy.
Cut easy. So that means if we fail to manage our time properly and we become sluggish and idle, we won't be able to have a mental state where we can have a framework of which tunasema this leo nataka kwenda gym, alafu nika skate, alafu nika visit children from children's home, alafu if we don't manage, it's like if we miss step 1 we'll miss 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
So there's no way we can jump to step 5.
Yes, and you're making a very good point that it starts with, you know, what the lovely ladies have already said, planning your time. It's good to, it's not a timetable the way she said that you 1 to 2 I'm doing dishes to, no. But
which I don't find it wrong, by the way.
Okay.
Kwa wenye kuna wale ambao tunahitaji kwa hiyo timetable.
Yes, different strokes for different folks, but the point is the point is at least have an idea. Know that this week I'd like maybe to do what? Go maybe to an animal the animal orphanage, for instance. This week maybe I'd like to polish. Someone talked about talents. I'd like to polish my drawing skills a bit. If you're someone who draws, yes.
Before, because we're going on a short break and we'll be having talent, we had a little tete-a-tete about habits. And just as I've said, you can't skip part 1 to 5.
Yes.
Because if you skip, then that is not a habit. That's just a bit. You'll just do it for that one time. So what are some of these habits that we should incorporate to make us manage our idleness and our holidays and our festive season coming up wisely, Maureen?
Habits. You know, you mentioned habits and I'm like, bad habits or good habits. But now
you can help us. There's no limit.
But before I go to habits, a quick one. He has said he can't do skating because of maybe
he'll save his life.
He can fall the same way with even the other activities.
I can't swim.
HT can not watch action movies because they have a negative impact on him. I can't do skating because I'll fall. I can do skating because I'm good at it. So it's you to know what are you good at. What makes you feel you're good to go. Like, how do you enjoy? What do you enjoy?
I want to interject there and just grab one statement that you've said. What are you good at?
Yeah.
What do you enjoy? We're going for a talent segment, and there's this one gentleman who came through last season and still is here today. He's going to do what he's good at, what he enjoys doing. Cindy, welcome to the talent segment. Please stay tuned to the second part.
Matatizo na shida zimekukumba, na chanzo cha kukinga hamna kabisa. Wajaribu kujikaza na kupumua, ila kuna siku utapumzika, ila kuna siku utapumzika. Matatizo na shida zimekukumba, na chanzo cha kukinga hamna kabisa. Wajaribu kujikaza na kupumua, ila kuna siku utapumzika, ila kuna siku utapumzika. Roho yangu tulia kwa Bwana, usichoke na kukata tamaa. Nongoneza kwa mikono yake, kuna siku utapumzika. Roho yangu tulia kwa Bwana, usichoke na kukata tamaa. Nongoneza kwa mikono yake, kuna siku utapumzika. Tunajua kama sisi binadamu ni lazima kuyapitia majaribu yote, inatubidi tukumbuke Mungu yupo, ila kuna siku tutapumzika, ila kuna siku tutapumzika. Tunajua kama sisi binadamu ni lazima kuyapitia majaribu yote, inatubidi tukumbuke Mungu yupo, ila kuna siku tutapumzika, ila kuna siku tutapumzika. Roho yangu tulia kwa Bwana, usichoke na kukata tamaa. Nongoneza kwa mikono yake, kuna siku utapumzika. Roho yangu tulia kwa Bwana, usichoke na kukata tamaa. Nongoneza kwa mikono yake, kuna siku utapumzika, ila kuna siku utapumzika, ila kuna siku utapumzika, ila kuna siku.
I do hope that you've been blessed with that talent segment. One thing that I'm still puzzled until now is how can a man sing soprano? I'm still learning to sing since season 1, so understand my troubles. Now welcome to our second part. Now this time we have something challenging for both of us. And hey, this time around we have a giveaway. We have giveaways to you who is watching. But then first, let's get to the first part, which is the trivia segment. I've been waiting for this moment to face you guys.
You're so evil.
No, I am not. I am enlightening you. Hallelujah.
It's okay. Amen.
Thank you, Nada.
Bring it on.
For those who's watching us back at home, please, you can interact with us. This is a segment where if you get to answer faster than they can, you get to go with a giveaway, which I'll mention during the end of the show. And the trivia for today is this goes to nana nataka kutesa saa hii. Nianze HT. Nilianza na wewe, so nitaanza na wewe. You're talking about holidays and festive season. Mention me 5, only 5 holidays that we have in our country.
In Kenya?
Yes, in Kenya.
Okay, we have Moi Day.
Mentioning the dates.
10th October. It was reinstated by the court the other day. Yeah. Yes. There is Mashujaa Day, 20th of October. There's
Guys, you can confirm with us if he's right. You can just send a text. Send a text so that Mtomeka, is he on the right track? If he's not, we'll get to. We are at 2.
Yeah, so I've said Moi Day, Mashujaa Day, then there's Madaraka Day, 1st June. Then there is Labor Day, 1st May. Yes, it's a Kenyan holiday. It's also international, but it's also Kenyan. Then, of course, Baba Yao, Christmas.
I don't know who made Christmas holiday, but it's fine.
25th.
Apart from Christmas?
Apart from Christmas, New Year.
New Year is not a holiday. It's a New Year.
Valentine's.
The election
Valentine's
day was
holiday.
also a
Yes.
holiday.
No, Valentine's holiday.
Okay, if you're talking about public holidays, we only have 3.
3.
Yes.
So
then there are other holidays. There are also public holidays that when the cabinet secretary feels like, he says, tomorrow will be
The
a
election day.
Election day.
Yeah, it was an holiday.
That is one. I'm proud of you.
Yes. So,
Congratulations.
so where is my gift?
Hold it. Question number 2. Aya. Maureen.
Okay.
There are very many celebration days that are in the Bible. For example, the Festive of Unleavened Bread. Mention 5.
You've said the first one, so
No,
I'm going to
another for example. For
Oh, so
Yes.
okay. That one.
That is 0 for me. That is 1 for me.
There's the new moon.
In the Bible.
Yeah. There was the. Oh God.
Drums
The.
rolling.
There's
Wacha kuibia. Anaibia. You're shitting. Information.
Passover, the one that you have said.
That is mine. That is mine.
It's there.
It is mine.
There.
Sema zako.
It's there. Sinasema it's the third one. Didn't you say the first one? It's the third one. The other one was dedication of the first. I guess that's a holiday.
Acha malize. Wewe ulikuwa unakupatia leakage, tupatie zingine. Give us 4.
Hata mimi najua.
Hold on.
Okay. Correct answers can be the same. So, yeah. The unleavened one.
Yeye ni yangu.
Correct answers can be the same, I said.
Okay,
so,
sawa.
yeah.
Sure.
Then we have Passover. We have the one for census, was it a feast?
So it was a holiday.
Is this one now?
Hapana vile mnaanza sasa ku discuss. Wewe ndio unazanga
Feast of Tabernacles.
I was gonna say that.
Feast of Weeks.
Harvest during the first seasons of
Yeah,
harvest.
first
First
fruits.
fall.
First fruits.
Mtamaliza.
Utaki kutupatia zawadi nini?
The viewer at home will not get to answer. Now here's the challenge to you who's watching back at home. I've asked the 2 questions. You need to answer them as fast as you can. As fast as you can. Send a message to the number that is on your screen. You can also write to our Facebook page, that is Hope Channel Kenya, on Twitter at Hope_Kenya. You can also find me on my Facebook page, Samuel Mangi, and on Twitter at Sammy Mangi. Write them to us and include the Bible text. Include the Bible text. That is the first question. Number 2, the gentleman Cliffy was just sung. Last season alikuja pia and he sang a very beautiful song. Tell me the name of the title of the song and which episode it was, because I'm sure if you have been following you can clearly tell the title of the song. And the first question, the holidays, that is the national holidays that we have with the dates, and the biblical holidays that are in the Bible with the text. That is from us, from the trivia segment. Now let's go into the discussion. You said something about you are in line of habits.
Okay. Habits.
Finding the good thing that you enjoy doing, and
and investing in it. Should I say investing or
creating time for
creating
it,
time for
doing
it.
more?
Yeah, and it should not be like, I love drawing, I have to, like, you stress yourself. It should be out of fun. I've washed the utensils, let me draw. Don't be that person who is that type of person who is like, well, at the end of the day, you know, there is that marking scheme. Let me call it that way for lack of a better word. That you condemn yourself. Today I've not drawn. Why? It's because of mom give me. I'm talking. So we are in holidays, so I believe most of us are at home. Yeah. It's because mom told me to do 1, 2, 3 things. Now you start condemning yourself, and at the end of it all, you start even blaming your parent, blaming your siblings, or any relative, maybe an aunt or an uncle, and at the end of it all, that's not good. So at the end of it all, you see, like, holiday, you go back and say, this holiday even have siku enjoy. Mama alinipea job mingi, you know, akili bo. But it's you who bold it, because you made it a habit, like, I have to.
You have to.
I have to.
So it should be something that you enjoy.
You enjoy. It's something that
you gladly do.
Yeah, you do it, and if you do it gladly, even your parent will notice, and they will give you that time. You know.
I'm happy that you've said that. Now that brings me to the it's more of parent,
kids,
parent-children relationship.
Yeah.
And that brings me.
Just a minute before we move to that. I'd also like to say there are also some bad habits that we need to watch out for. I can mention a few off the top of my head. Going to bed late, waking up at midday. That's a very, very bad habit. Yeah, very, very bad habit. Another bad habit is we've already mentioned procrastination. You're supposed to do something, then you're like, I'll watch them at night, or you've been sent to go somewhere, then you're like, I'll go at 6.
Let me also mention something that we are all good at. Tabia ya snooze alarm.
Yes.
We snooze very many activities.
Yes.
I meant to be a victim, but she said me.
Yes. I'm especially concerned about bedtime, what time you go to sleep and what time you wake up in the morning, because some of these guys are in schools where they're made to wake up at 4, and because it's the era of Matiangi, you know, you have to fire on all cylinders. Now
soon and very soon Matiangi is releasing the results.
Yeah, so sometimes you've come home and you feel, I have been waking up at 4, at 5, now I want to pay back. So by paying back, you wake up at 10, you wake up at 11, you wake up at midday. Yeah, I think that's a very bad habit, because you see, once you wake up late, we remember the first thing is time management. So you only have 12 hours in a day. So if you've already spent 4 of those asleep, you want to wake up, you take breakfast, and you see, once you have a sluggish behavior, it will carry on to other things. So you are having breakfast at midday, you want to have lunch at 4, so by that time you find you're so disorganized, you don't even have time to draw, as the example that you use. So that's one habit that people
we need
really
to be
need.
disciplined with
Yes.
how we live. Thank you.
Okay, maybe to add something on
quickly,
discipline, I can say, like, my story, when the first day of the holiday, I'll finish all the assignments and I'll go into the night. Then
Hey,
all
I wish
those-
somebody could just borrow your wisdom
no,
and knowledge
that
and patience and
that was a bad
That
habit.
was a bad one.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah?
because like the continuing days, what I'll do now is now compensate for the lost sleeping time and the TV time, where you wake up in the morning, do dishes and washing in the sitting room while watching the television. That was
I
bad.
retract my
So,
statement.
She's a
yeah.
professional. Both extremes.
So that is a very bad habit.
Approach.
Like when you go with the mentality of compensating, remember reading, like you compensate for a lost time, but the time that you spent reading, it is not something like you regret spending that time that way. Then you say that now I want to do what to compensate. Yeah, so I think let's also set our priorities right. Where you say that I want to do this, if it is the right thing, then I'll go for it, I'll give it a shot. But when you now think of the other things, like I'll say spending times with friends who are not worth, that is also not like where you go story with people who are not of your level.
Before we
Like,
get to the friends,
Yeah.
before we get to the friends, let's first talk about this parent-child relationship and
Yeah.
probably even leadership, leadership both in church and at home. You know, some of us have gone, just as you said, have gone out to say, nilipotoka as a mom, yani kuna venye tu yani. How best can me as a leader in my home, or can me as a parent in my home be able to stipulate responsibilities and that is a too poor and there's nobody that feel overwhelmed, so that everybody atakuwa na time yake ku, you know, have that drawing time, for example.
Or as in
This for the leaders now,
for
for
the
the leaders at
leaders.
home, and also even the church, when you the youth leaders who are busy planning for seminars and vitu kaizo.
even as parent, you can make your kids' holiday interesting by engaging them in recreation, like he said previously. Like you can go you just walk. It's not a must to go to a park. You know, peer finances is a challenge to some of
Pesa ni shinda.
pesa ni shida. You can have a walk. You can go to swimming for those who swim. For those
do
who
not
those
swim,
who
like,
for
swim.
those who have rivers at the backyard or swimming pools, or you can go somewhere. So even as parent, you should know now it's my son's or daughter's holiday. It's not time. Si maid ametoka shule, ni mtoto ametoka shule.
That
You know,
brings me to another question.
Yeah.
HT. Kuna ule mzazi anasema wa HT ametoka shule. Sasa,
Time to relax.
yeah?
It's time to relax.
it's my holiday.
Number one ku relax ndio, lakini kwanza naangalia itabidi nifanye shopping ya unga, you know? Alafu
the
number two,
gharama.
ule mwalimu wa tuition ako wapi? Akuje hapa. There is a lot of wasted time here. How can we approach this holidays regarding kuna ule mzazi kama wangu anasema tuition kuja tu, tuition inakungoja.
You know, there are two alternatives here. On one hand, we want the parents. Let me speak as a parent.
okay.
Yeah, for now.
Yes, as in imagine putting myself in the shoes of a parent. I don't want my son or my daughter to be idle during the holidays. So, let them mwalimu wa tuition, break their back with chores in the house. That is also wrong, in as much as being idle and everything is wrong. Because you see, when there is that much control, you also have to remember that when you're dealing with teenagers, people who are exploring, and one of the possibilities they're exploring is the possibilities of being disobedient. So when they feel like, now I have no choice, I have to stay here. If I leave the house, or if I do this, I'll even be sent to a juvenile or something. It is also important for parents to also be sensitive. In as much as, yes, we don't want our children to be idle, but we also don't want to push them now to an extreme end where now they are now looking for a way out. And most of the times the way out that they're looking out they're looking for is not a good one.
So we can confidently say that tuition si mbaya,
It's not bad.
but when it's overdone,
The motive.
the motive behind it
Yes.
is clear. But equally, I also want to side with a bit kidogo na mwenye nani watch ule mwenye ametoka high school. I'm not helping you for the record to say this, that as much as we are planning for the tuition, tunajua, let's engage them to the extent that the kids can ile yenye tunaona sasa hapo ndio laziness yako imefika, but then ile itakusaidia so that you can have time cause amesoma hiyo period yote, you know, so that I can too much information, too much work makes Jax a dull boy, kitu kama hiyo.
Yeah.
My own opinion,
Quickly, as we
personally, this is my own opinion. There is even no need of getting a teacher for tuition, because this boy or girl will never learn how to study for themselves. They are probably already being spoon-fed in school. So you bring them home and they're being spoon-fed again.
same drill.
Yeah.
Back at home, back at school. Let's
Yeah.
change the.
Yeah, try and teach them the importance of also learning how to study themselves, because it's a skill that goes a long way in life.
I'm happy that I've brought that, and she brought in some amazing. How can I call it? Topic. I don't need to arc it in a topic, but she said something about friends. Na any holidays ya kutafuta mabeshte. Kama mtu kama si my high school friends sijui ndawapata wapi, but how do friends influence us during this holiday season? Because I know there's some people wenye kama mnarudi shule by January ama going back to campuses, there's a lot you'll have to talk about, and there's a lot of consequences that you'll have gone you'll be suffering from what the holidays has done to you. So how best do we get to this to interact with our friends?
Okay, before I talk about our friends, let me go back to the parents just a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I believe one of the best partnership is the parent-child partnership. The father-son, the mother-daughter. So it is
And father, daughter,
okay.
mother, son.
Yeah. So during the holidays, like a mother, you can take your time, be with your daughter in the kitchen. You know, at that
Mfundishe
time,
kupika.
yeah, mfundishe,
Napenda your
like,
point.
This is true.
they need to know how to cook. It's not just studies. So when when you take your time, be with your daughter. Like when I'm with my mother, we are cooking. There are stories that I'll be saying. There are things that we'll be sharing.
There'll be wisdom
And
that will be
my
training.
mother will know what is taking me down or what is taking me up. And when I connect it with friends, there's just this one friend. Lazima tu niseme jina lake. Like when my mother says this, I always say, ata nani wako hivi. So that nani, my mother will know this nani is who and the character of this nani. So when I say that Joy is my friend, my mother will get to know Joy through the stories that I share. But I just can't wake up one day, call my mother, let's sit and talk about Joy. It is during this time when we are cooking that she'll get to know about my friends.
It's more of building a relationship.
Yeah.
The perfect time to build a relationship.
Yeah.
That's right.
Not sio katika shule unampeleka visiting.
Yeah.
Friends in this holiday season have a huge impact both to influence you positively and negatively. Quickly as you address, because we have talked about peer pressure before, quickly as you address it, how best do we handle, rather give our times to friends, Maureen?
Okay, friends are good. Catching up is awesome. Catching up with old friends, not forgetting to make new ones.
Hashtag sio daku.
Can she repeat what she said?
Catching up,
It was so poetic, I missed it.
catching up with the old friends and not forgetting to make new ones. That's very important. You can't live without friends. But what do you do with the friends? For my case, when I was in Form 3, let me give it as an example, my point as an example. We would go for, there's a primary school near our home. So we, my friends are from my local church, most of them, actually all of them. So we would say our holiday at that time, it was 4 weeks, yeah? So we would say 1 week is resting, the rest is helping each other in homework. I have my friends and we are doing something constructive. If I'm good at maths, you're good at chemistry, we help each other out. That is a good time spending with my friends.
That's just an example.
That's
by
an
the way.
example.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah?
you're good at chemistry.
I know. At the end of it all, you've created time for your friends. You've done an activity. There's that time there's that break when you're studying. I love music. We catch up on our high school life moments, what you did, what I never did.
Could you say that in udaku?
Si udaku.
Umeinsist na hiyo. From the abundance of the heart.
No, we phobia niko nayo udaku, but you can without you say that, we can comfortably say that let's not give all our time to our friends.
Sure.
Let's give time and know what we are doing with them. That is quite uko nani? Uko na HT. Mnadu. Mnakuwa na HT kila siku mnadu. You know, and I have this phobia to believe that, is it a phobia or a notion to believe that the more time you spend with somebody and the less creative, or rather the less content ikiisha ya mnashare, so you now tend to veer from the right path.
Udaku inaingia.
So hapo ni end of phobia nilikuwa natakuaddress. Udaku.
You realize you can't do active leisure like you said alone. Like it won't be fun alone. You'll need these friends. So maybe friends who share the same interest. You'll look for such.
In fact, I wanted to say about the issue of friendship, the way she said.
As we wind up.
I don't know why you like saying that when I'm done with talk.
But sina kufikia brother.
Unanionea. Okay, sawa. Okay, fine. Let's accept it. We cannot live without friends.
You're relational beings.
Yeah, and I think that's something that even some parents need to accept. I think it's a bit irrational to try and prevent your child from interacting with his peers, because again, someone mentioned this in church last week. At a certain age, you prefer your friend's company more than your parents' company. Ooh. Yeah, it's a truth. And even our parents, when they were that age, they also did the same. So that's a fact that cannot be denied. However, the way she said, friends can influence you positively. And I tend to think that if you yourself as an individual, you're grounded and you have a focus in life, even if you find yourself in bad company, you'll not be easily influenced. Not that you find yourself in bad company. And when your life has purpose and direction, naturally you'll gravitate towards people who share the same interests. It will be effortless. You won't even be saying, Ati, Maureen, what are your interests? I want to write them down so that I see if our interests are the same, so that we can be friends. Naturally, when your interests are similar, you'll just find somehow you'll interact with people with the same interests.
Final statement on friendship, kwa sababu director na ameanza kuniambia wewe.
How director na friendship. We are ending the show. Okay. I'd like to say on this topic, because this is a Christian TV show and this is a Christian program. At the end of the day, it comes back down to, I feel the most important thing you can do with your holidays is to get close to God. Sure. Spend a lot of time reading the Bible. Spend a lot of time praying. Spend a lot of time in church. There are a lot of activities in churches around. You can go for trips and everything. So I believe that when you start there, the way you're saying, important things first. When you start there, everything else will just fall into place.
Maureen, as you wind up.
Friends. Know your friends.
Holidays, too. Also touch on it.
Holidays are they are amazing, but it's us to make them amazing. Know what you like, know what you enjoy doing, and work on it. As I said before, invest in yourself.
Na kwa ile mwenye asha spend holiday yake vibaya, lakini sasa amesema okay.
There's room for improvement. There's room for improvement.
Thank you very much, Grace.
Okay, when we talk about holidays, I want to look at this aspect of how much you spend in your holidays. You look at you are seated in the house, you order pizza, it comes. You are seated, you order this one, it comes. I think as a Christian, you shouldn't live that extravagant life. Make use of this money. You can make use of it in a good way. Make that holiday be a holiday that when you go back to school, the community will miss you. They'll say that, oh, when is Grace coming back? Not a time when they hear
Grace
that Grace anafunga, they're like,
Why,
oh my God,
tuhame wapi?
nikupate kwa nani? Unaona? So that shouldn't be the case. Let your holiday be a holiday that when it comes to an end, you can look back and smile, say thank you to God. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for being with us throughout the show. Thank you for interacting with us. If you haven't, our social media handles are on the screen. That's Facebook, Hope Channel Kenya, on Twitter at Hope_Kenya. You can also find me on Facebook, that is Samuel Mangi, and on Twitter at Sami Mangi. We're also on Instagram, that is Hope Channel Kenya. Get to us. If you missed this show, don't usili sana. Repeat it on Wednesday from 6. And you can also watch it on YouTube. It's also going to be on our website, that is www.hck.co.ke. Thank you guys for coming through. God bless you. HT. Bless. Maureen.
Amen.
Mungu akubariki.
Asante.
Wewe usifanye kazi mingi tena holiday kianza. But then thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay.
Also hope that you've been blessed with our inspiration segment. Don't forget our trivia question. If you missed it out and hujafika ku respond by now, I'm not sure kama utashinda, but our trivia questions were what are national holidays, and please there's a Bible. Don't forget you're going to also send us the texts that you found them from. Also, the second question was the gentleman Cliff who sang in a talent segment. He also came through last time. Which song did he sing? Our giveaway today is his audio track CD in Ameimba. You'll now have the privilege to go with it at home and listen to his marvelous tracks. Now, from me, I would like to finish it and by saying, how you spend our time is more important than how we spend our money. I'm sure right now kuna savings account here, the holidays and all that, but I don't forget how you spend our time is way more important. We couldn't be able to speak much on holidays, but we are not done yet. The identities, this just season 2 imeanza. There's a lot that we're going to talk about, and we encourage you that you could be with us through this whole season. From us to you, I also want to wind up by saying, please go read through John chapter 9 verse 4 as we end up. My name is Samuel Mangi. Be blessed. Till next time, Koheri.